Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing something a little different. Instead of a fast-paced lesson, I want you to just sit back, breathe, and listen. In this 15-minute session, we are going to talk about a concept that has become very popular lately: the slow morning. We will explore why people are moving away from the hustle culture and how a simple routine can change your entire day. As you listen, try to pick up on new vocabulary and the rhythm of my sentences. Don't worry if you don't catch every word. Just focus on the gist or the general idea. For many of us, the first thing we do when we wake up is reach for our phones. We check emails, scroll through social media, and immediately start thinking about our to-do list. This puts our brains into a state of high alert before we have even stepped out of bed. Slow living is the antidote to that. It's about being intentional. Instead of rushing, imagine waking up 20 minutes earlier just to sit with a cup of coffee. Notice the steam rising from the mug. Listen to the birds outside. This isn't just about relaxation. It's about mindfulness. When we practice mindfulness, we are fully present in the moment rather than worrying about the future or reflecting on the past. Let's pause for a second and look at a new phrase I just used. First, the antidote. Usually, this refers to a medicine that stops a poison. But in conversation, we use it to mean a solution to a negative situation. For example, exercise is the antidote to stress. Second phrase, hustle culture. This is a modern phrase for a lifestyle where you are constantly working and never resting. Third phrase, to be present. This means to focus entirely on what is happening right now, without being distracted by your phone or your thoughts. You might be thinking, I don't have time for a slow morning. And that's fair. Life is busy. But a slow morning doesn't have to be 2 hours long. It could be 5 minutes of stretching. It could be writing down 3 things you are grateful for in a journal. If you want to try this, you should start small. You could try leaving your phone in another room for the first 30 minutes of the day. Notice how your focus improves. When we stop the information overload early in the morning, we give our brains a chance to wake up naturally. You will find that you are more productive, less irritable, and more capable of handling challenges. Let's dive deeper into what a slow morning actually feels like. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine in a kitchen bathed in soft golden sunlight. There is no TV blaring the news and no buzzing phone. Instead, you hear the gentle rhythmic bubbling of water in a kettle. You feel the smooth texture of the ceramic mug in your hands. When we describe things this way, we use sensory language. In English, we have wonderful words for these small moments. Instead of just saying the coffee is good, we might say it has a rich aroma or a robust flavor. By slowing down our morning, we start to notice these details. We move from being on autopilot, which means doing things without thinking, to being fully engaged with our environment. As we wrap up today's session, I have a small task for you. try to think of one slow habit you can start tomorrow. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Let me tell you a short story about two friends, Sarah and Mark. Sarah lives a high-velocity life. Her alarm rings at 7 a.m. and she hits snooze 3 times. When she finally gets up, she is already behind schedule. She rushes through her shower, grabs a piece of burnt toast, and runs out the door while checking her work emails. By the time she sits at her desk, her heart is racing and she feels frazzled. Then there is Mark. Mark wakes up at 6:30 a.m. He doesn't look at his phone. He opens his window to let in the crisp morning air. He spends 10 minutes watering his plants and watching how the light hits the leaves. He eats his breakfast slowly, actually tasting his food. Both Sarah and Mark start the work at the same time, 9 a.m. But while Sarah is already exhausted, Mark feels centered and composed. The slow morning didn't take away his productivity. It gave him a better foundation for it. Which one do you identify with more? Are you a Sarah or a Mark? In a slow morning, the goal is to never feel like you are working against the clock. It's about making time work for you rather than working for time. The goal is to never feel like you are working against the clock. It's about making time work for you rather than you working for time. As we wrap up today's session, I have a small task for you. Try to think of one slow habit you can start tomorrow. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be yours. Thank you for spending this 15 minutes with me. If you enjoyed this listening practice, feel free to reply in the comment box and replay it a few times this week to see if you can hear the nuances in the pronunciation. Until next time, take it slow and keep learning. Don't forget to subscribe my